Hello everybody, my name is J-Roms. Welcome to my channel. I want to start off with a quick thank you because this is my first video, and even just having one viewer on this is already like a huge honor, and I'm just really happy you're out there, if you're out there. Today I want to discuss Grandson because after the wonderful high I received from attending his show, and then meeting him afterwards, discussing him and his message is all I really want to do. Of course, quick disclaimer, I am a huge fan of his work, which hence the concert attendance, and I respect his passion, consistency, and determination to spread his message. And this would be the case whether I agreed with him 100% or not. But for the purpose of this video, I wanted to keep things purely informative. So I did my best. I kept my opinion out of it as much as I could. And having said that, let's get started. This is about power. Who has power? Who doesn't? Do they use that power to speak for those without a voice of their own? This is the opening line for Grandson's bio on Spotify. It is a line very similar to one that he expressed during his live show, which I, once again, attended, and I'm certain that he also said this at many of his other shows. Having said that, if for some reason you don't know Grandson, his work, or anything about him, like, I guess you found your way here somehow, but let's get started. So, why this particular artist? Is he writing about relatable feelings, i.e. loneliness, heartbreak, love, or is he writing about my age group's desire to let go and live in the moment? No. In fact, his music and even the cover art for a lot of his singles are tackling all those external issues that I and many other people in our denial of all things tragic refuse to give our undivided attention to. And we all know that these bad things are going on. It's the wars, the opioid crisis, mass shootings, poverty, greed, and corruption in government. Yeah. He touches on all those big bads and more. He is very aware of the issues that he perceives in the world. And he brings attention to them in song form. The lyrics are true to himself and can be biting at times. He clearly states his issues with not just the violent direction society is taking, but also the reoccurring blind eye that government is turning to it. In an interview with bsidetv, Grandson says, "Until we can hold our elected officials accountable to substantiate their thoughts and prayers with legislative action, with actual effort to curb this problem, then I don't think your thoughts and prayers mean shit, personally." This was in regard to his song Thoughts and Prayers, which touched on the multiple mass shootings that happened before its creation and release. The song expresses the anger grandson and many others feel when a tragedy like that occurs, and all an elected official has to say is a benign statement followed by them sending out their thoughts and prayers while not utilizing their position and their power to make an actual change. Now, because this music has a sound that immerses the listener,
But these people say just entertain us, fuck it. Use this what you want, and we get drunk, we get high, we pop pills until the morning. We don't care, we don't mind, pretend everything is awesome while the world burns outside. Use this what you want.
their meanings may go overlooked. But once a person does take notice of the lyrical content, does take that time to read up on it, it's clear where he stands, and that may divide some listeners who can't separate the meaning of a song from its enjoyability, or perhaps they are devoted to their political views and just can't stand listening to that. Like, maybe you support President Trump and see Grandson's music as an insult to this country's leader. Likewise, if a left-leaning person is hearing right opinions from an artist, they may be turned off to what they might have originally considered good creations. And if we take it one step further and look at it through a parental lens, someone who holds certain values and sees their child idolizing someone whose content opposes their views could view the artist as someone who is abusing their power. It is because of this that an artist with such blaring political views in their content rarely makes it into the mainstream. It doesn't matter how good they are or how game-changing their music can be to the industry. Their art is simply too divisive. It's not sugary pop music or relatable introspection. It's forward and unapologetically critical. Some view music as an escape from reality, a time to get lost in the sound and harmless meaning, and music that talks about all the scary things in the news can be a buzzkill. On the other hand, it is widely accepted and even expected for an artist to share their stance on political issues. Some are even criticized for their silence. Despite this, they rather keep their heavy topics out of their main product, limiting the subjects to anything that doesn't directly affect their monetary gain, such as their social media. Grandson also discusses this in another interview with Rocksound. When a similar point is made about the hesitance to include certain topics in art, he states that, "If I lead by example and show that choosing your platform is not choosing to not be successful, you can still have mosh pits and all the fun that comes with rock and roll and make it about all the things you're passionate about." And in the same way that some may view explicit political positions as too forward or imposing, some may view it as simply a gimmick to create a dedicated crowd. By claiming that they stand with their audience and that they're fighting the good fight with them, without putting in the actual work that matters, i.e. protesting, donating, or joining volunteer groups. This may be true for some. I don't know. But in Grandson's case, his passion shines through. In fact, at each show, on his merchandise, on his social media, and even on his main site, he promotes XX Resistance, which can be seen on screen now. We can see the logo, the definition of resistance, and right below it says, "XX Resistance is a movement founded by Grandson that serves to empower youth and connect passionate people in ways to get involved in the progressive causes that they care about. Through events, collaborations with charities and organizations across the world, and brand partnerships, XX Resistance will empower people to participate in the fight for social good." Once you scroll further down, you can check off topics that you care about, and it lets you sign up. I already have, which is why the options aren't there, but I encourage you to try it as well, especially if you want a starting point for your activism, for your voice. Likewise, if you don't want to use this, I still encourage you to check out any other charity causes that you might be interested in. Point is, just get your voice out there. It doesn't have to be through XX Resistance. It can be through your own means. And that is the overarching theme of Grandson's music. To tell the listener that they have a voice and that voice matters. His music isn't the action, it is the call for action. And the way to showcase our voice is by voting, protesting, supporting. Even what you choose to consume is you using your voice. The more a certain product is consumed, the more it is pushed, the more it is out there. So, after all this, I ask you, what do you think about politics in music? Does it matter where they stand? Would you be willing to support an artist who has different views from yours? And do you believe getting the opinions in an artistic form enhances the points or washes away some of that meaning? Please leave your thoughts, whether it's about these questions or any other things I mentioned above, in the comments below. Any comment is appreciated, even if it's mad hate, although I'd rather it not be mad hate, but it will still be appreciated if it is. So, hey guys, just wanted to thank you one more time for watching the video. All of my resources are in the description below. Fun fact, this video is based off of an article I published on Amino over a year ago. I made some necessary improvements, and if anyone is curious, that article is still up. You can find me on there, as well as on Instagram, Twitter, or Wattpad with the same username. Also linked in the description below. For my next video, I plan to touch on news programs in the US and how to consume them properly. Because our news media is not the greatest source for information. It's like sirens, constantly. just, ooh, bad stuff, get scared, get worried, get panicked. And that's not good news. And I think some people have a hard time distinguishing when someone is trying to push an agenda onto them, and that is why I want to make a video about that, to kind of teach someone how they can consume that more intelligently, more objectively, and not be fooled. Okay? Thank you if you stayed until the end. Real trooper. If you like this video, maybe I'll see you next time. Or maybe you hated it and you're like, never want to see that girl again, but you still made it to the end. So,